I wanted to share with people the most dangerous jobs in America.
It should be good.
And so, number 10, most dangerous job in America: first line supervisors of landscaping, lawn service, and groundkeeping workers.
What?
It says fatal injuries per 100,000 full-time equivalent workers is 20. So total fatal injuries is 142. Next up is first line supervisors of construction trades and extraction workers. And 144 fatal injuries, it looks like. Next, you're looking at structural iron and steel workers. Comes in at number 8. Number 7, farmers, ranchers, and other agricultural workers. Number 6, drivers/sales workers and truck drivers. Number 5, refuse and recyclable materials collectors. Number 4, roofers. Number 3, aircraft pilots and flight engineers. Number 2, fishers and related fishing workers. And number 1, logging workers.
So I was right when I said like woodcutters, and you were right by saying fishermen. That's funny.
Yeah, and so that was posted by CNBC in December 28, 2019. And so what's crazy is law enforcement isn't even on there. But here's the crazy thing about that is that I just mentioned all these dangerous jobs, which rightfully so, they're dangerous. But again, and not one of those jobs that I mentioned does somebody show up to their job that wants to kill them for doing their job.
Strictly for their job.
Strictly for
no
their job.
other reason.
No,
That's another unique part about being a police officer, not to cut you off,
Yeah.
is there are jobs. So like, say you're a dentist, right? And you do something to mess up someone's teeth. You now run the risk of that person coming back to you because you messed their teeth up. When you're a police officer, the moment you put that badge on, you could be Gandhi, right? Someone wants to kill you. Like, you could be the nicest person in the world. You put that badge on, someone's going to look at you and go, yeah, I want to kill that guy.
Well, and that's the proof of that is just by people that hit me up on my social media. People will send some nasty things to me on my social media, and I'm not trying to say I'm Gandhi because I'm not, but they don't know anything about me. But they'll write something like F12 or F the pigs or whatever it may be, and they classify me in that same category as everybody else because either A, they had a bad experience with police, B, they just don't like police because it's the popular thing to do, or C, they're just dumb. And so the reality of it is that they're telling me F12 or whatever it may be, and they don't even know the type of cat I am. I actually just did a call last week with a lady who was a victim of a stalking. And as I'm talking to her and helping her out, I talked to her yesterday. We ended up taking the guy into custody, and bro, she was so thankful. And one of the things she told me, she was like, "Thank you so much. I appreciate everything you've done. I've never met a police officer like you, and I've had some run-ins and stuff like that." And my point is that every single one of us as police officers are our own individual people. We're our own individual person. But yet, like you just said, like the dentist, you may have somebody that got bad service from that dentist, but what's the reality of it for them is that person can now go to another dentist and get different service because in their heart or in their mind, they feel like, oh, you know what? I'm going to another dentist to get better service. I don't have to deal with that other dentist. And they're therefore not going to classify that new dentist as the same as they would with any other dentist. But the thing with us is that you get bad service from one police officer, you immediately now start to classify all police officers as being one and the same. And so, we may not be up on that top 10 list for most dangerous jobs, but yet, honestly, if you think about it, we still have one of the most dangerous jobs just because you got to look at the things in a totality. Like, you don't have people that come with ill will or malice aforethought that are trying to kill me because of their predisposition belief on what they think police officers are, or, you know, whatever the rest of the world believes they are. So,
do you still have that list pulled up, Brian?
Yeah.
What were the numbers for, I think number 10, I think had like numbers attached to it with like the annual amount of people who have died? See if you can pull that up real quick.
Yeah, it's
you know what it was?
Yeah, I got it. Oh, so number 10 was fatal injuries per 100,000 full-time equivalent workers was 20.2. Total fatal injuries, 142. most common fatal accidents are transportation incidents, and then
So
total
142.
non-fatal injuries is 1,900. Median annual wage is 47,000, and the number of workers is 100,000. So I don't know why they put.
Gotcha.
And the
So
other thing
maybe
about that, you gotta
that's
think
what
about how
that
many,
list is.
huh?
Maybe the list is not what you're most likely to die from, but most likely to be injured from.
That might be true too. It's probably
Because
says
you
on here. Let me
said, I
see.
think you
There's
said
gotta-
142
Say it again.
for the year, and whatever list that is. 142 people have died in whatever career that is.
Yeah.
And we're already at what, 200 or 300 for the Officer Down Memorial for the year.
No, not
No. I said 200 or 300. Let me see where we're at. I'm tripping. Don't listen to me.
I just want to see how they calculated, but again, it says workplace deaths last year a slight increase from 2017 according to new data, Bureau of Labor Statistics. So the rate of fatal work injuries remain unchanged at 3.5 per 100,000 workers. So I don't know how they calculate this, and I think law enforcement I've seen law enforcement on some other list. So I don't want people to think that this is, the only list that actually exists. This is just the first thing I pulled up on Google when I typed in top 10 most dangerous jobs. And so USA Today has one out, and theirs is like they have a top 25 list. And so, but like I said, so on the USA Today list, it says police officers come in at number 18. Fatal injuries in 2017 was 12.9 per 100,000 workers. Total fatalities was 99 fatal injuries, and in most common fatal accidents. And see, this is what's crazy. Most common fatal accidents for police officers and sheriffs were violence and other injuries by persons or animals.
Yep.
So that's the difference. I think
go.
I can go down this whole list, and you won't see the most common fatal accident as being violence. Everything else on here is an accident. But when it comes to police officers, the number one fatal injury is violence.
And keep in mind, in 2019, we had 146 officers die in the line of duty.
Yeah, well, that's crazy.
146. So
I'm going through this list, and everything else. The most common way of dying is falling or slipping or tripping. And you go to police officers, and the number one most common is violence. So